What it do, guys? It's me, the Cats. Welcome back to another episode of the BTS for Easy Minds. I've just done a poll. Do you guys want a Christmas update? And you guys have said yes. The reason why I asked this is because I was secretly hoping you would all say no, so we didn't have to have one. But no, I'm just kidding. I do want to have a Christmas update. Now, it is currently the 12th of December, and we don't have anything for our Christmas update. It would be really cool to release it in the next few days. That's like gonna be a miracle if that happens, but maybe we'll release it in the next week. But if we release it the next week, it's gonna be, the 19th, and then Christmas will happen. So, what, the Christmas event will be up for like 1 week, or do you leave it longer till like New Year's? I don't know. I think releasing it this weekend would be like the most optimal thing. But yeah, we don't really have much to work with. So, today, Saturday, and Sunday are going to be like real cramming days to complete the Christmas update. Now, in my previous BTS, I said that Christmas was being completely handled by Fuse. Unfortunately, we had some issues with the builds. We weren't able to get a proper build or a proper map done for the plan that Fuse had. And so we had to get a final clutch build done by Watch the Water, which he had ready for us today. And so that's what we have to work with. So let me show you that build, and then we'll sort of talk about some of the ideas that we have. Yeah, this is the Christmas area that we have had built. And so I asked for like a similar theme to Jurassic, where essentially there would be a spot for 5 mines. So that's what we have. We've got 5 mines. We've got plenty of spots for other mobs. So what I'm sort of thinking of having is 5 sets of armor. I'm going to do fortune 1 to 5. Now, the reason I'm doing 5 and not 10 or 15 or whatever is because I want this event to actually be easy, and I want players to be able to get fortune 5 armor after a couple of hours, I don't want it to be like they're grinding it for like weeks on end to get fortune 10 or whatever. I also don't want it to be, I guess, more valuable or more like just better than the Jurassic event. Like, I still want that gear to be, like the people who have spent the time to grind for that stuff, I think they deserve to have good stuff. Whereas for Christmas, it's just going to be like lots of new players joining, and I just want to have all the gear sort of be actually attainable. And so that's why I'm going to cap it at fortune 5. So yeah, there'll be 5 mines, there'll probably be 5 mobs. We've got these giant candy canes, so I want to do like a mining thing as well. So I'm thinking like you can mine the candy canes, and that'll give you resources. I'm thinking of having like a sort of luck-based enchantment. So whether you're mining, normal mines or you're mining candy canes, you'll be able to get presents. Then with those presents, and think about like the gifts that we had in summer, but with those presents, you'll be able to open them, I guess, and then get rewards, or you can merge them together. We'll have a boss here as well. We'll have scavenger hunts, and then I guess if Fuse wants to do anything as well, he can also do that. This has been my area over the last few hours. Been messing around with like different mobs. So I'm thinking of having like a gingerbread man mob, having a Grinch, having a snowman. I'll have Santa, and then I'll have something else. But yeah, this is what I'm thinking for the presents. So yeah, you'll be doing mining, and then you'll have a random chance at getting presents, and then you right click them, open them, and they'll contain whatever. So I've just been playing around with the laws and the formatting, but yeah, that'll be sort of the presents thing. And then I've just been playing around with like random items here. I think it'd be really cool if we just had lots of random items. So what I'm thinking is like, you'll have the gingerbread man, right? And then if you kill the gingerbread man, you get 1 gingerbread. And you'll have to mine up, or you'll have to farm up a ton of gingerbread, right? But what if there is like a 1% chance of getting a secret gingerbread item? And that can be like a weapon or a tool or something cosmetic or whatever. There'll just be like a secret drop. And I want to do like a secret drop for each of the mobs. I think that would be cool. I just want to have lots of like random knickknacks and whatever. So just been playing with like random ideas. We need to work on our block palette. So, I was originally thinking of doing coal, but I think coal is just a bit ugly. I think gingerbread would be a good shout, but then we're doing the gingerbread mob, so I don't know if that works or not. We've got, this is like the gingerbread palette here. Been playing around with like this green thing. Got purple. Like, I don't really know what to do for the blocks, like whether we go for like Christmas related things. So I was thinking like, you know, Christmas baubles or bells or tinsel or whatever. But how do you do that as a mine? I don't know. Otherwise, you do something like this. Like we got candy cane mine, but then we've also already got the candy cane, so that doesn't work. We could do like a peppermint mine, but then again, that's red and white. Coal, you know, I mentioned that. And then, yeah, gingerbread. Or do I take a different approach and just do like Christmas related ores? Like I'll just get ChatGPT to make up some ores for me. And then we'll have items around that. So that's something I need to work on. So yeah, I guess this is where I'm up to at the moment. And then, yeah, between now and Sunday, so over the next 2 days or whatever, I'm just going to be absolutely cramming in as much ideas as possible to complete this Christmas update and hopefully have it ready for you guys on the weekend. I think that would be cool. But then that doesn't leave any hype. You know, it's better if I post it now saying, hey, we're going to release this in 2 days and then hype it up rather than me just randomly dropping it. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a push or a pull. Tomorrow's going to be an absolute cram is all I have to say. And I got lots of plans for tomorrow anyway, like IRL. So I don't know how I'm going to get this done, but I got to get it done, you know. So yeah, this is going to be my life for the next couple of days. So yeah, BTS content is back, baby. And hopefully you guys enjoy me stressing out. So what I'm going to do now is try and plan out, I guess, a pricing list for the items. Now this is the pricing that we use for the Jurassic event. And I found that this format, this template, was really helpful for me just to like, see everything on one page. So maybe what we could do is we could have some tools with goodness that increases your present finding ability, but then we could also have an enchant that is badness. Oh, it's not goodness, it's niceness, right? Like you have you know, you have your naughty / nice, right? So we could have enchants. We could have items that have naughtiness on it and items that have niceness on it. And, you know, like if you, you know, the more niceness you have, the more presents you get from mining. And the less niceness you have, or the more naughtiness you have, the less presents you have. So we could have like custom lucky drops that have some like really good stats on it, but then like they also have naughtiness on it, you know? So that could be something cool. I think there's something there. But yeah, so this is what I'm thinking. Like, we've got 5 mines. You mine up the mines, you get the blocks, and then you use it to upgrade your pickaxe. It'll be like 32 of the block, then 1C, 2C, 4C, 8C. Like, I don't know the prices, but these seem fair. These were the Jurassic prices we had. And, like, the max tool we had was 12 UC. This max one would be, like, 1 UC. So it is cheaper. And then the tier 6 pickaxe would have niceness on it, which is how you get the presents from mining. And so niceness would cost candy, and candy you get from candy cane. And so mining up candy cane, you get candy. Maybe I think this price would be too cheap. It'd probably have to be higher. But you mine up candy cane, and then you can put that as the final enchant on your pickaxe. Get up to tier 6. Then you take it to mine 2. Do the same thing. Get your nicest 2. Then same thing, same thing, same thing. So that could be the strategy. So what we can do in game now actually is maybe think about when we're mining candy cane, what are those items going to look like in game? What would candy cane look like? I'm going to look at heads actually. I'm just going to go candy because maybe we can just find like actual real candy. Candy cane. That's cute. Look at this candy cane. All right, so we've got red candy, and then we've got white candy. And then what we can do, and I don't know if it'll be the ultra variant or maybe something else, but we'll take our ultra variant here. And then we would have another shopkeeper. I don't know, we'd call him the Candyman, I guess. We'll change his profession. Make him like this, maybe. A bit of red and white. And yeah, we'd essentially go like 1 ultra plus 1 this equals 1 candy cane. Right? Or maybe we'd use the real head. You know? You know what? I don't think a talisman is necessary. I like this instead. The item. And so what we would do then is we'd have our first mine. So what would the first mine be? The first mine would be... This is what we need to figure out, the actual names of the mines. Like, it might need to be a mine that we can mine with our hands as well. So, we can mine this, I guess. If it was leaves, we could mine leaves. Ice. Yeah, so I think maybe the first mine could literally be, like, a snow mine, maybe? I don't even know. How does shears work? I shears 1. I'm just gonna go RG bypass. I can disable my bypass. Server plugins, this guy goes. Good job. Enchant. Efficiency 1, right? So efficiency 1. That's not instant mine. What about efficiency 2? No. No. This is good, actually. That's good as well. Alright, what about 5? Alright, so maybe instead of doing blocks, we do shears. And remembering that efficiency 5 is a max tier shear, could we do shears instead? Let's game this out, right? So you'd go F0, F1, Fort 1, Fort 2, Fort 3. All the way up to here, basically. So what we could do instead is have, like... I'm thinking of, like, having 3 tiers for each mine instead. Like this. I think there's something here. I think what I should do is I go F1. I'm just going to go E1, and then I'm going to go E1, F1. I'm going to go E1, F1, nice 1. Or E5, F5. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. So we'll go start with efficiency 1. Efficiency 1, fortune 1. Efficiency 1, fortune 1, nice 1. And then we increase by 1, increase by 1, increase by 1. So the start of every mine will always increase with a new efficiency, and the end of every mine will always end with an increase of naughtiness, or niceness, I mean. And this will just keep things cleaner. So I think this is the way to do it. So green mine, blue mine, purple mine, gold mine, and then the red mine. I think we're onto something. I think we are onto something. Hopefully. So the one thing I would say might be frustrating is the naming. Like, obviously this is lime, but I'm calling it green, but I'm giving it a lime color code. So, like, green is not too frustrating. Blue's, like, a little bit... I think you're taking the piss here a little bit. It's like, again, this is like aqua, but it's blue, but it's color code aqua, and then it ends with blue. And then here's where it really gets funny, pink. Like, this is obviously pink, but I've written purple wool, and then it ends with purple. So it's now the next morning. I'll give you an update as to where we left things off and where we're up to now. So I changed the names of these items. So from Elf Zest, it's now Everpine. Elf Zest, if you Google it, comes up with some pretty dodgy stuff. So that's why we changed it. But yeah, Everpine. And then we've got Winter Mint, obviously. Sugar Plum, Gold Pop, and Blushmallow. So they're all the same. We've changed some of the colors of these items. So obviously this is more of a pink color, whereas before it was like a different shade of pink. We've also changed the lore. So it was previously Xmas 2025. Now it's Christmas 2025 with a different color. So that is changed. We've still got our tools, but we'll need to... Oh no, we've actually changed the color codes as well. I had previously written Goodness 5 on the enchants, but I changed that to Niceness now. I think these are still the old... So this is what it used to look like. It was like this color code, red. Now it's pink, obviously. So yeah, we're just going through changing out the colors. For the red candy and white candy, we have changed that as well now to this. So this is what it was like previously like. And now it's like this. So we've got the same color scheme, or same like item scheme. So it goes colored dye, colored wool, enchanted colored concrete, and then enchanted glazed terracotta. That's the theme we've got for every single one of these mines. And you can see the materials here as well, for example. So sugar plum, winter mint, everpine, blah, blah, blah. Good way to put it out. So yeah, we've done the same thing for red candy, same thing for white candy, and then this is what candy cane looks like at the moment. So I think we're going to stick to the head. So yeah, that is all of that. That is irrelevant. Looks like Fuse is working through a GUI. Got all the blocks here as well. And yeah, just making like, yeah, the item GUIs at the moment. So the next thing we're going to need to do is the armor. And what do we do for the armor? So I'm thinking, if we go back to our spreadsheet, this is what I'm thinking for the spreadsheet. So we would do like X amount of ultra compressed blocks. So this would increase, remembering that 1 UC is the max blushmallow. I increased these prices slightly, maybe from the previous page. But yeah, so it goes like this. And then we go like 2 UC Everpine, 4 UC Bing Bang Bong. And then we would also do 1 super compressed or 1 compressed stack of mob drops as well. And so I'm thinking these are the mobs that would correlate to each mine. So we go reindeer, snowman, gingerbread, Grinch, Krampus. And then the armor would... Yeah, I don't know if the armor would be called Everpine. We might do a combo where it's like, you know, you've got Everpine, which is green, and then you've got, you know, reindeer meat, which is pink, and then you do like this like green-pink gradient, and then the armor would also look green-pink, so it'd be like green with like a pink trim, for example, and then the name of it would be like Everdeer, Evermeat or something like, you know, Everpine mixed with reindeer meat, you know, so it'd be like Evermeat or like, I don't know. We either do that, which is what we do for all our events, or we would just keep it as like Everpine armor. Yeah, still got a lot to think about, but I gotta go out now, so I guess I'll be back with you guys later. Alright, so what we're gonna do next is the mobs. We need to have 5 mobs at the least, and I think the mobs we decided on were these ones here. So we got reindeer, snowman, gingerbread, Grinch, and then Krampus, or like a bad Santa. But yeah, let's first start off with the reindeer. Oh, I have a OneNote on another window with a list of skins. I'm not going to share it just because it's got some personal info on there. But this is one of the skins here. And then this is another one. So it's a bit hard to see. I think it's a bit low pixels. But this is like a what do you call it? Like a more orangey brown reindeer. And then this is like a darker reindeer. Now, this is a bit more like Christmassy, but I think this just looks a little bit more realistic. We're going to come to our mythic mobs, and we're going to basically just like copy what we did for the jungle mobs. This is going to be xmas dot, is it YML? Yeah. And like this is our formatting for our mobs, right? So instead of this, we're going to go reindeer. So that can be the reindeer, and I actually don't mind the brown color either. Same color code we use for Pterodon. Gingy. Hey, there we go. And that is him done as well. Now, next mob is Grinch. Now, for the Grinch, I've got 2 skins as well. You'll be able to see it's this one and this one. Next mob. Grinch. 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 And then there we go. There's this guy to reload, reload, and then we go mob spawn Grinch. Done. Excellent. And yeah, so we've got our 5 mobs in place, so all we need to tinker with is the health and the damage. And realistically, we can probably just do like the same stats that we had for Jurassic. But what we want to do now is we want to create the mob drop items for each of these guys. And so we'll have the regular version, and then we'll have a compressed version. And we'll use the same color codes. So for the reindeer, I mean, this is a pretty simple one. I was thinking of doing, like we would just do reindeer meat. So this one here. Or maybe cooked mutton instead. What do we like, mutton or beef? Because we can call it like reindeer chop. I think that could be a good name. And then we'd have to go this color code. So we go a rename. Reindeer chop. I actually wonder if we can make the color code a little bit lighter. Do something like this instead. Like that. There we go, reindeer chop. And then we're going to put the Christmas lore on here. Grab it from here. Copy. A lore paste. There you go, so reindeer chop. And then we would need a compressed version of this. So what could that be? What's like a meat block? Alright, so this is what we're up to now. We've got each of the mobs that have been built. And then we've got the mob drops as well. So reindeers will drop chops. Frosties will drop carrots. Gingerbread will drop gingerbread. Grinches will drop Grinch fur. And Krampus will drop Krampus heart. So we've got, yeah, the items, the compressed versions, and then I've also got secret items. So this one's like a talisman, a sword, boots, pants, and a coat. And then also, something I made before was a naughty present. And so this will, you'll have a chance to get this if you have more naughtiness than niceness. And I'll probably just put like coal in here, plus other stuff that you don't want, but maybe I'll put like a really low chance of getting something really cool, like an evil OP weapon or something, and that'll make people actually want to go for the naughty stuff. So yeah, that's where we're up to now as well. So next up, what I want to do is I want to set up a portal for the spawn area, or the spiral area that takes us to the Christmas place. And so I have basically put a whole bunch of snow and wool down to give it like an icy, wintry effect. And then what I was going to do is I was going to go to the Christmas world and like grab the assets and copy paste them and then try and like pop them in a nicely formatted way. And I actually really like this centerpiece, but then I realized the Christmas tree is like cut off because it's, inside of this mountain here. And then we've got like other assets here as well, which look pretty good. And then what I was doing was I was, at this area, I was like pasting them and I was like trying to think of a way to orientate them. But what I ended up doing is just buying the asset pack off Built by Bit for $10 that has all of the assets on here. And so with all these assets, I can then go ahead and just make my own custom thing. And like, for example, there's a Christmas tree here, which is pretty big. And I think this would fit well in the center. I don't know if there is a particular like front side. Maybe this side. Maybe it's too big. Like this one here looks pretty good. Yeah, I kind of like the way this one here looks. And so what we can do is we can just come here basically and copy this. Go all the way up to the top here. Boom. And just realized that there is a star at the top here, so that's a way that we can orientate it. So yeah, we would go here. Let's go copy. Then we go to warp new. Actually, I need to go back. So we're facing west. Yep. Facing west. So what I would do is go rotate 90. And then I'm just gonna like paste it around here. Let's see what that looks like. So I would say that that is actually pretty well centered. And then you can see here, yeah, no matter where you look, you can see the Christmas tree, which is nice. It might be a little big, but that's okay. So next up, maybe let's grab some presents. And I saw there were presents over here. Where were they? Oh, we got snowmen. We got these, like, ice shards as well. I always like doing shards. We've got Santa. I don't know if there'll be space for all that. We've got Santa on his sleigh. We got a wreath. Got bows or ribbons. We got the house. Got these things. So I think it was over here. There were the presents. Yeah, over here. So this is the map spawn I think we're going to go with. The one with the smaller tree. I'll probably just put like an NPC over here. And then players can basically use it to get into the Christmas area. Now, if we go to our workstation, Warp A, this is all pretty much the same. Now, with the swords, when we did the Jurassic event area, we had like, 3 different swords per tier, and then they had like completely random crafting recipes. Now, one of the issues with this approach is like, this is the bone sword, tier 1, 2, and 3, but it requires bone splint here, bone dust, and then thrust, which isn't really bones. And then this is the fossil sword, which requires, say, pterodon teeth. Or, it's not really a fossil sword then if it requires pterodon teeth. Same thing here, primal sword, but, it uses raptor flesh. Same thing here, amethyl sword, but it uses amethyst crystal. So instead, what I've decided to do with the swords here is just have one tier. And so what I'm going to do is it's going to be a jelly sword. And it's just going to go from tier 1 all the way up to tier 15 or whatever the max is, right? And it'll have increments. Right now I'm thinking of +5 sharpness. And the price of these is going to be jelly beans. And then the way you get jelly beans is going to be from the presents. So a common, like a super common one, you might get 1 jelly bean. An uncommon one, you might get 3. You might get 6, 12, whatever. It'll increase, right? And so once you get better gifts, you get more jelly beans. You can put those jelly beans towards your swords, which you can then use to defeat the mobs and continue, upgrading your gear. So that's what I'm thinking for at the moment. I've also gone and made all of the I've made all of the items for the Grinch loot box. Now, previously, when we did Jurassic, this was a loot box that we sold for about $7, I think, and it had some pretty, OP gear. But for this one, and, some of the feedback we had from that is that it was, a little bit too expensive. I don't think so. I think it was a good price relative to the items that you got. But for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to lower the prices to maybe, I don't know, $2, $3. I'm thinking $3 per loot box. And then the gear, it won't be the best gear that exists in the game. It'll just be decent to mid, it'll just be decent gear, So for example, a sharpness 50 sword, a talisman with fortune 10, armor with protection 25, naughtiness 10. It's not the most OP gear, but it's still good gear. There's a good pickaxe here. We're going to have a shovel in here as well. We got a suffix voucher. We got the talisman, like I said. So yeah, it's just going to be pretty medium to good gear. And it means anyone at any stage of the game can get it. And it's not like you have to be already the best player in the game to get it. Anybody can get these and it'll help them, no matter where you are up in your game. And also these loot boxes, they're also going to be like attainable through the presents. Like when you open the legendary one, there might be like a 50 or, you know, X amount chance of getting a loot box, right? So they're going to be like free to play as well as, you know, also available on the store. And so, yeah, it's going to be the Grinch loot box. I've made a Grinch thing here. And yeah, that's what it's going to look like. Now, I'm not sure if I've shared this yet either, but we've got like the tools, obviously, that's all done. And then we've also got the armors, which is also done. Stag Pine, Mint Rot, Plum Ginger, Gold Fur, and Cramp Mallow. I've also started putting the mobs in the Christmas area. So this is sort of close to... This is the first one here. So then around here, I think, should be here, should spawn in. Yep, there it is. So around this area, there are 8 spawn locations for reindeers. And then this is the next mine. So around here, I'm going to put 8 of the next mob, 8 of the next mob, 8 of the next mob, and then 8 of the last mob. So there'll be 40 mob spawning areas for each of the mobs. Fuse has done this really cool thing here with like the text and the holograms. So it says Everpine Shop, and then we've got the NPCs. And from here you can like remote access all of the shops, which is pretty cool. And it looks like our ChatGPT thing is ready as well. So I really like this. So what we'll do now is we're going to go back to the game. We'll go to create editor, and we're going to create our Grinch crate. And then we're also going to create the Grinch key. In the crates, there we go. Key requirements, yes. And we're going to assign the Grinch crate to that. And then that is that for now. Then if we go in game, we can do crate key, give the cats Grinch 1. And this is what the key looks like, which we need to change. Now, the way we'll change this is going to be a little bit tedious. I never enjoy doing this part. Anyway, so we go crate key, give the cats Jurassic. Alright, so first of all, we're going to pull up our bird flop. Hopefully we still have the loot box. Yeah, we do. Alright, so this is the way we do it. So we're going to go Grinch key. Like this. It's not going to be boldened. And this is the easy part. So we go rename. Boom. That's a Grinch key. Receive 1 of. Okay, and now in here, this is where the fun begins, right? Grinch helmet. So it'll be like this. law set to. And we'll go Grinch helmet. Boom. And then in gray, I think it's like this. 10%. Yeah, that works. There we go. So that is done now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go create editor. I'm going to grab the key. Grab the Grinch key. I'm going to change the display name as well. So that's... Oh, I don't think... It doesn't like these color codes. Let's try that again. Alright, that works. The item, so we'll do this. And now what we'll do is we go create key, give the cats Grinch 1. Bada bing. And now this is the key item that we want to like give away and stuff. Wand. Oh yeah, I made a wand as well. I didn't show this. This is the Christmas wand. Boom. Pretty good, right? But yeah, so this is the key. And there'll be a way to get this in game as well, like I said. Or it'll be in the gifts or whatever. So what we can do is we're going to come back to our Tebex store. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to take our... What's a good example? We'll just take the Jurassic one, I think. And then we're going to clone it. Grinch loot box. We'll need to grab a screenshot of this. the way I do this is I then come to my screenshots. I'll zoom in a bit. That part's done. I'm going to price it at $2.99 on this. And then here, I normally say purchase that. So we're going to say purchase one, boom. Like that. So this command is now done. Delete that. We're going to add our new image. So this will now be available on the store. I'm going to quickly disable it, but I just want to show you guys that it should be here now. Yeah, the Grinch loot box. So what I do now is I go 3x. So I always do 1, 3, and 10. Boxes. Grinch 3. And then for the pricing, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking of doing this for pricing. So 1 for that, 3 for $8.49. So you save 50 cents if you buy 3. And then what I was thinking of doing is having a special deal. Change this prompt from Alright, so first of all, I'm taking the prompt and I'm changing it from being turkey related to jolly related. And then I'm just going to basically grab this, new chat, post it in, and see what it comes up with. But yeah, that's going to be for our jolly rank. So I'm going to come here now, I'm going to clone the turkey one. Jolly rank. Jolly rank. Blah, 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 blah. That's fine. Jolly. Jolly. Bing, bang, bong. That's all good. So it's just now the date and this. Come back to ChatGPT here. That's not bad. I kind of like that. We can go with that. I don't have a problem with that. Delete this. Jolly rank. Create. Alright guys, what up? It's now the 15th of December, the next day, and I'm going to give you, I think, one last update, and then I'm just going to release this video. But yeah, this is what the area is looking like at the moment. Actually need to get rid of this wreath up here. There was previously a gingerbread here, but now I've put a wreath. So if you go into the wreath, it will teleport you back to spawn. But yeah, if we come back to here, another thing we've added are these presents area. I've added an NPC where you can upgrade your presents as well. Now, we still have to code the actual, getting presents from mining, but that'll be done very quickly. I did some adjustments to the pricing of these tools, but let me go back to Warp A, I think, and I'll just show you, some of the progress. So yeah, we've got all of the loot box items, which I would have shown you. I started making some NPCs. So this one here is going to be for the jelly beans. I made a wand NPC. I don't know what the price of the wand is going to be. And then the rest of the NPCs, I don't really think they need to be sort of publicized. I've started doing like the gifts. So actually, if I go back to Warp Xmas, what I've decided to do is make the items for these gifts. They're actually like excellent crates. So if I just grab some of these, I'll show you. I've configured the first 3 so far, but with the common presence, what we can do is we can just left click it, and then this is the crates menu, and these are all the different items that you can get from the crates. So you get jelly beans, tokens, blood, some keys, you get candy cane. A candy cane is like an enchanted golden apple, and then we can also get a chance of getting a better present. And then all you need to do is right-click them, and then you get the rewards. Pretty simple, right? Then we've got the uncommon present. So again, pretty similar. I've added like some world keys to it as well. Obviously, all these have been upped. And then we got a rare present. And then for the rare presents, again, all these things get upped. I add a snow globe, and I've also added the Nutcracker boots. These are low odds, but yeah, that's just another example. Oh, I've also created the naughty gift. So what I'll do is I'll just go create, give the cats, I think it's present naughty 1. And then, yeah, this is the same as well. And you can see in here we have Cole, 99% chance, and then 1% chance of getting these pieces of armor. And Cole is just going to be pretty useless. But yeah, we can... Oh, look at that. I got a pair of boots. Bit of a sneak peek for the chat, I guess. But, you know, you've also got this video as well. But yeah, I think that is sort of the gist of it. So, yeah, over the next couple of days, look, we've had to delay the release. I mean, there was no set time frame anyway. It would have been nice to do it on the weekend, but it's already past the weekend. So, look, over the next couple of days, I'm going to get the staff to test out the prices and actually, like, the funability of all this. If we go back to Warp A, you know, I talked about red candy, white candy. We talked about this eye stuff. We'll probably release this the following week. So, like, roll it out in stages. Same goes for the scavenger hunts. But, like, the core gameplay, which is, like, you know, all the tools, the presents, and, you know, all the fun stuff, that will be released sort of first things first. But we just need to get the staff to play test through it all. There are probably other little things that need to be done as well. If I forgot anything, let me know in the comments below. If you are, by some miracle, actually still watching the video up until this point, then, you know, I salute you. Go ahead and comment something useful down below. I don't know. Go ahead, comment Jelly Belly Booba in the comments below. I doubt anyone will do it, so yeah, prove me wrong. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to wrap the video up here because it's getting a bit long and it's getting a bit drawn out. And I think if I just pop the video out, maybe that'll hype you guys up a little bit and I can get back to doing other things with my life. But yeah, we are making good progress. I'm happy with the way things are going so far. Yeah, what can I say? Oh, look, a Jack Skellington armor, by the way. How cool do I look? Tell me this doesn't look absolutely badass. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to wrap it up here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.